So I don't really know how common this problem is. Basically, I say that because I went on Google and YouTube, and for the first time ever, Google and YouTube failed me. Couldn't find anyone else on the internet that seemed to have had this same problem. Basically, the issue is I've taken my old 11-speed XD driver cassette off of my older wheel. It's now cracked. Awesome. I've then tried to fit the old cassette onto the brand new SD drive on these beautiful Hope Vortex 650B wheels, and essentially, doesn't matter where I turn it, it won't engage with any of the teeth, not even just enough to stop it from spinning so I can lock down the nut. Try turning. Absolutely nothing. I thought I had a real issue at first, so initially I was looking at my old cassette where I'd already been spinning it on there trying to get it on, and I noticed that there'd been little tiny grooves worn in, which I was thinking was the new teeth from the new XD drive, and that these grooves on the old XX1 cassette weren't deep enough. They were too shallow to accept the XD drive grooves. I was thinking maybe there was a machining problem. I almost put that in the oven at like 40 degrees for 10 minutes to warm it up to try and expand it. But thanks to the great shop Trailhead, I think we've got it sussed out. I hope. I'm going to try now and see what's going on. I changed the bearings in this Bontarava Maverick hub. Now to do that I had to remove the XD driver, and it wouldn't just pull off like a lot of them I'd seen on the internet. First of all, there was a splined locking ring covering the bearing there. It kind of acted like a bearing cover as well. I had to take the axle out, take the axle caps off, axle out, and then I had to remove that splined nut there with your bog standard cassette tool. Looking at this now, it's not actually there. Where could it have gone? So I took this into Trailhead. I was like, look guys, maybe you've encountered this problem before. They went out the back, and about 10 minutes later, another chap came out and asked me which hub I'd taken this off, because he was a bit confused about the fact that, if it's gonna focus in, inside of here, there's got your normal splined ring, but then there's another splined ring underneath that's out of sync with that one. Shouldn't be there, should it? It clearly shouldn't be there. So glad that they found that out. Now I'm hoping that's going to be the only thing that stops this from going on, so let's try and get it out. I was just going to use a flathead screwdriver, maybe even a copper drift or something, and just tap around to get the inner ring out, but I've got two cassette tools here, and I'm just going to see if it'll turn out first of all. So I've got that one underneath engaged with the locking ring that shouldn't even be in there, and I've got this one on a Swedish nut lathe. Let's see if I can just like turn them out first of all. Oh god, and there it is, it's came out. See, that should not have been there. Fretted all last night, why the hell isn't this working? And that could be the reason. So live on the gravity shed, let's see if that has solved the issue that caused me so many snags last night. Well, there you go, it's already engaged just like that. God, that was such a mare last night as well. Oh God, thank God for that, man. That honestly, I can't tell you how stressed I've been. Like last night, I must have been in and out the garage 4 or 5 times trying different techniques to try to get the hubcaps off, and I didn't have the right spanner, so I ended up, well, I ended up wedging blooming bits in there, trying to wedge it and like turn the hubcaps off, and it was a nightmare. But as always on the gravity shed, yes, we do walk the walk, but we also talk the talk. Okay, so make sure, I think this is 40 Newton meters I read on the internet, so let's just get this cranked up a bit. Awesome. I'd like to say a really big thank you, in fact, to Trailhead Cycles in Shrewsbury. They're just behind Dave Miller Cycles. I think they're an affiliated shop. The customer service in there today was absolutely brilliant, and it's not a bike shop that I've really used a lot, but they have certainly earned my business from now on. I went in there to ask their advice. I said they took the cassette off, they came back, they didn't charge me for looking it out, and they're looking at it and essentially figuring out the problem. My Magic Mary that happened to be on there at the time hadn't quite seated, and I said, oh, can I buy a gas can so I can get it seated? And he went, oh, don't worry. The lads went out to the back, got the compressor on it, popped it out. I asked him how much he wanted. He said, don't worry about it, it's fine. I ended up making a small purchase just so I could give them some money. They were really friendly, really helpful, and they certainly didn't seem like they were out to just snatch my money off me. Videos are nowhere sponsored by Trailhead or anything like that, but yeah, they're a really, really good shop. Yeah, cheers fellas. Well, very random, very rare, but I hope I've helped someone out there, because I really struggled to find someone on YouTube or Google, as I said, to help me with this problem. Get amongst it. Thanks for watching The Gravity Shed. Like, share, subscribe, and all of that gubbins. And